you guys are PL Premier League fans, okay? Right? So he has the ball. I don't want sound. How do I use sound? Is this it? Because I don't know what it's queued up for. So it gets off a pretty good shot, right? So it'll show a couple replays of this. Then I'm going to show a point too that matters. Okay? Pretty good situation. That's just right. I guess it's the top of the box. Rifles one in. Pretty amazing, right? All three replays. I'm going to go back though, and I want you to watch number 30. Okay, number 30 for them defensively. Right? Okay, this is him right here. All right, and I'm going to back it up just one more time so you can watch him number 30. And, oh, I went too far. Right? It's coming up on this clip here. So watch number 30, okay? Who's he guarding right now? Fortunately, and if any of you soccer fans, you always have numbers in the box. I mean, you can count. I mean, they're not in trouble, are they? I mean, just do the math. They've got 4 against 1. They're communicating how to play the ball, but he misplays this thing horribly. And he continues to just follow him into the box. You see him? Right? Where was he at the initial part of this, though? Conceptually. So right here, he's standing right now where he's going to shoot from. Yeah? You with me on that concept?
Yeah.
Ball pressure. Lack thereof. Okay? Lack thereof. Okay? Alright, so that's just one example. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of show you where my passion is. This is, I'm an Islander fan, told you from Long Island. So this is just a quick clip of a recent game from, I tried to be current on this principle of ball pressure. Not really great ball pressure here by the Devils, but this is the clip that matters. It's coming back the other way. So now the Islanders are on defense, coming back on the transition break back. Now what happens here is they pick up the puck, picking up pressure. Cuts through, trail, pressure. Now, they still get off a shot, but it's a contested shot. And I just thought that was a great clip. If I go back enough, I guess I would set it up wrong. Right through here, there's a minute here, you're going to see this cutter without, right here. 3 guys focus on the puck. Okay, ends up without ball pressure. It's just a small thing. I'm not trying to be too analytical, but I'm trying to prove a point that as this thing transitions back the other way, unlike the soccer player, this defender chose to step up and play the ball. Right? That's all. Just trying to bring one concept forward here. That's ball pressure. Let's look at the same thing. I think this applies, guys. You can tell me if it doesn't. This is a highlight film I found of this DB for LSU, and these are just going to be some highlights. I'm not going to try to overcoach this, but as the ball enters into the situation, right? You've got an offensive player, you've got a defensive player. This is just 2 guys, right, near the ball. Okay. Now there was a lot of work done to get to this point, but these clips are going to show you, over and over again how in this case I think he intercepts it, but he's just covering this guy. So there's a term I'm going to talk about more in a minute, a covering. You're going to see the way that the soccer player did not cover or pressure the ball. The hockey guys, the Islanders did. This is the clip I love the most because what we're saying here, this could be football, this could be soccer, this could be lacrosse. Look at it in lacrosse terms. What if he had the ball, lacrosse stick, and this is the defender? Open middle field, top of the box, doesn't matter, right? What's being done here is there has to be some athleticism involved in the ability to stay with them. Now granted, they're chasing a ball that's in the air, but generally speaking, what makes a cornerback great is the ability to blanket cover, right? And I think there's one more highlight that is kind of fun to look at. Yeah, this one against Texas. And this is just from this year, but I thought it'd be fun because LSU won. The ability to cover and blanket this guy. All right, so why am I saying all of this? So in defensive terms, to the middle school coach in the room, to the youth coach in the room, I believe there's 2 ways you have to defend, you have to defend the ball in 2 different ways. You can't play defense the same way everywhere on the field. Okay, so maybe that's, and I'm going to try to, just speak to beginning coaches, right? There's basically a territory in front of the goal, and that's determined based on how good your team is and the goalie. Okay, everything outside here, I won't draw any more lines, is cover. Everything that I just showed you. This is my discovery, and I'll show you a PLL clip in a minute for pro lacrosse. the ability to cover and play defense out here, you can do one of two things. Pack it in and stand in here and wait, like a lot of kids and coaches do, and stay in there. And don't move, and wait for them to come to you. And I get that. I think that's probably something we did over the time that I've coached many years ago. Okay, and so, but you can make a decision how to play the ball in this region. Now that you have to play the ball inside here. Okay, and for me that's drive. And so you'll hear me refer to those two terms. So this is a new made-up term. That's new stuff. No one's ever shared that with me before. I've never heard it before. But in this journey of discovering how to coach defense, and you're going to hear me talk about that. So cover is what you can do outside of the goal. Right? Drive is what you have to do inside. And we'll start there. Any questions to that point? Anything not clear? Okay, so ball pressure. The objection, now, do we have to have ball pressure? Do we have to cover aggressively? No, because some kids athletically can't do it. Remember what I said earlier, like, to me the idea is to say, well, what kind of defense am I going to have? Is it the defense that's just trying to hang on while the offense outscores the opposition? Or do we want to play defense like that, outside? And you can. It's an athletic proposition. Are you going to try to do it? And I believe kids can do it. I just don't think we ask them to do it, or we don't teach them how to do it, right? Okay, so let me explain, if I may. I just want to cover what I taught my guys. Oh, I know what I want to do. Before I do that, let me just show you a clip from a PLL game. I thought you might. This is where it all started for me. The ideas of doing it, playing defense this way, individually. This was our first playoff game, and early in the game you can see the score. So I'm going to go ahead and see if that makes it look better. Okay. All I want you to do is think about this term cover and watch these guys play. This is midfield. Now granted the field's a little shorter, okay, but look where they're getting picked up. Think about the defensive back mentality. Now, again, this term is from football, I think, right? The idea to cover your guy, okay? So, and then watch, and I observed this all summer. This guy just comes out of the box. Look where the defender's waiting for him. Jake Richard, up here. Okay, and now we're playing. But where do we start? Now, this seems like a huge risk. Like, oh my gosh, he's so far away from the goal. But if I teach this correctly, or if I'm onto something here, I think it's easier to play from up there and just start playing defense less aggressively, but more in a cover mentality, and you'll see the net benefit. The net benefit is the offensive player is frustrated. The offensive player doesn't get what they want. And it's just a matter of running with it. Now for us, and I'll stop right there and make a couple notes. For us, we taught in our cover that we wanted to play the we can, and you'll see that in our clips. All right? And this is a Division III team. We don't stink, but this is something, I don't know why more teams don't do this. When you're that far away from the goal, okay, this is a guy's named Romar. He's one of the best big old middies. He's 6'4", going against a D middie who's probably 5'10". But he doesn't score, and he doesn't even get off a good shot. They're not playing to the weekend, but we did. So play to the weekend, right? And I'll give you more thoughts as we go. But at least that was the thought.
You mean take away their strong hand like that? Force it to the weekend?
Play to the weekend. Yeah. So if he's a right, you make him go left.
Yeah.
And all it is, Greg, can you come up here? How about you? All it is just what we learned about this cover concept. Make leave you're right-handed trying to score down that alley. What cover concept is, in simplicity, is the ability to run and play on his side. If we were playing basketball, right, and we're taught to play basketball square, well, that's because the ball goes over the top. You can't score from the side, right? Soccer, you can, and they'll have a dominant left or right foot or left foot soccer. Ice hockey, that's why I use these clips, would be a right-handed puck or a lefty puck. Okay, lacrosse we know is righty, lefty. The games are played down these sides. Basketball, if I'm the offense, is right here. I mean, unless I can get around, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about you're defending the shot. My analysis, remember I said my analysis with the pro ended up helping me become a defensive coordinator? Everything I analyzed this summer, and I watched hundreds of hours of film, was based on one principle: shots. That's it. That's all I analyzed. And I got that from the NBA. I was trying to do some research about, all right, I'm a pro coach. I don't act like a pro coach. I didn't know what I was doing. But so I went over and did some analysis and found some stuff about Pat Riley and some stuff the Heat were doing. And I'm like, oh, it's all about shots. So then I just started there. Didn't realize this path would take me down. It was unbelievable. Everything's about shots. Either you're getting them or you're not. If you're getting shots, are they quality or not quality? So, shots. Basketball, we know he's going here. So I play him square. But if you'll notice, the best way to play all these other situations is not square. When I started teaching my guys this in the fall, I had to break them. The first thing they were all doing, because they were taught this way, if Greg had the ball, they're sitting down and they're square. And they're getting run by every time. So we better have the help behind it, ready to go. That's that synchronized swimming. I don't want to do synchronized swimming anymore. I want to defend the ball. So what I realized is we had to stop with this. And we had to get to where we were comfortable here. And even if he's running towards that back wall, I needed to be here. We even did a drill this year where we started like this and learned how, when he goes ready to shoot, all the things we can do from here. And we just didn't give up. This is a fun place to play defense from in lacrosse. It really is. We talked about breathing on the back of the neck, talking in their ear, jokingly. But the idea is that in lacrosse terms, we've been taught that the minute he gets a step on me, oh, there comes the help and I'm out. Slide and recover. So the idea is just stay here. And this becomes the objective location you want to get to. Side pocket. Bad? This isn't ideal, but you can live with it if you don't quit. I'm going to show you a clip that we had in our game against VMI where we stopped the shot from here. Okay, thanks. Great. So, and I'm going to need you again if you want to stay close. But conceptually, I'm trying to address how you play defense. And we can't teach it like basketball, which is what I promise. It's what I was taught when I was in high school. It's probably what I taught Doffenmeyer when he was at BYU. I don't know what else to teach. I'm learning from this experience with the pros. If you want to have any influence on the shot, you can't leave his side. You can't leave his presence. You got to stay near him. So cover, right, weak hand, right, and side. So I had a presentation, my computer died, sorry. Play his side. And you want to stand up, right? You can't run with somebody when you're squatting. So remember, these are all terms for cover, which is everything we do outside. Let's watch this clip. It just has a couple dodges, no big deal. Just give you an idea of how far away from the goal they're starting to cover. Right? You're just staying with them. This case, Romar's a righty, so him going to the left's not a big deal. They switch. It's a little subtle tango pick, we call it. Switch, great, no big deal. Right? But now look at this guy. He's even smaller than the first one. I just rewound a little bit. Watch how 7 Napoli comes in and picks up Romar. He's even 20 pounds and 2 inches shorter than the guy that's on the ball now. No big deal. Let me just touch you. Let me just stay with you. Let me just stay closer to you. Let me have a touch. Right? Let me be on your side. He'll get frustrated, get rid of the ball. This is the original defender on the first dodge. They had made a switch, and so now Jake Richards is on ball. Just throw a little touch. Stay on the side. Run with you. Obviously, you're inside this area that I have to drive, and then we do rotate, ball on the ground. I just wanted you to see a couple dodges that teach this principle. Okay, let's go to us. When I put this together, we had, like I said earlier, we had a scrimmage where we played DMI, and I was sold to this concept. Like, we're just going to learn. We're going to learn how to play a little defense. And don't go away from this and go back to your youth program or high school, wherever you coach, and completely abandon team defense. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is I'm committed to making the individual bodies better. Close defensemen, spend more time back here, and so they have to cover just a little bit, and they are really bad at covering. most defensemen stay closer to the goal and feel like, all right, I'll take care of you when you get here. I'll be right here when you come back. And I'm trying to teach them to go out and cover. I want you to be like the LSU corner. I want you to go out, try, and figure out how to do that and how to not lose a step. And the biggest thing I had to get him to do is stand up. Stop sitting down, stop squatting. You can't move in the open field as fast as this guy's running when you're sitting down. So little things we had to fix, but eventually you get to the goal and you're gonna have to drive, and this is common stuff, that's already out there. I don't need to go over that a whole lot. It's just sit down, low guy wins, and drive them, okay? So challenge me, stop me if something doesn't make sense. So this is VMI, we're the team in dark gray. This is a Division I team, we're D3. In the first half, the score was 5-5. And at the end of the first quarter, it was 2-2. And at the end of the third quarter, we were actually up until the freshman screwed up. But anyway, so these are the first 11 shots, and I'm going to show them all to you. Because I'm going to just say, look, this is what I'm doing, I'm trying to help you. But I'm not going to stand up here and tell you something, that I'm just making it up. So, let's see if I can. All right, so I'm going to try to use the laser. So the first thing is, we talked about playing from the side. Now, please understand, you're going to see a lot of mistakes. in Division III rules, you only get 4 weeks and a total of 15 practices. So I had 15 days to put in this whole new defense. And this was the culminating 16th practice at the end of the 4 weeks. Playing a D1 team. So we went into the game, and I told the team, no slide out. No slide out. So you're going to see some of these where that guy's walking in on the goalie, right? And but we did a lot of hedging because we still wanted to prepare for this semester. So we'll still have guys hedge correctly. We still have guys hanging around. This guy didn't do it correctly. But let's go back to what happens on this dodge. So we talked about playing it from the side. This guy is a natural righty, so make him go left. This is athleticism, not the best athlete against their best athlete. We gave up some steps. But what I want you to see is they had 3 stud offensive players that were all back from the year prior. 2 African-American kids and then a little lefty attacker. And so I didn't tell the team anything about him. We didn't scout him. So this is not one of our best athletes, but that's one of them. But watch what happens at the tail end of the shot. It's a lefty. We made him go left. Did we slide help? No. Did he really have anything else to do with the ball? No. Right? And it came off as just. Now we don't want that to happen. We have better players that won't give up that gap, and I'll show you some of those in a minute. He's on the wrong side. That's my son. Screw up. He's supposed to be over here. But everybody else is pretty good. He should have stopped on the Z line. And some things are pretty good for the first shot, the first dodge against the D1 team. But here's what I like about it.
You say this guy's a left-handed shooter. He's a left-handed.
He's a righty.
He's a righty.
So this is what I'm saying. They
Forced
did.
him left.
Yeah, and look what happened. Look, these guys wide open. This is like a Shaquille O'Neal 2-hand. This is like should be a slam and dunk. But lacrosse is different, and guys don't have left hands all the time. And he kind of chicken winged it and missed the goal. So I'm just going to go in sequential order. These are all 11 shots from the first quarter. They scored 2 goals. Messed up the pick a little bit, right? And we're not talking about picks today, or I'll go on to stay and talk about picks if you want. Oh, sorry, I rebounded this one. But anyway, we'll see it on.
Did that twice.
Yeah, he did twice. We screwed up the pick, but we survived it. Now, this is my son. This is the one that played attack on ball here. I want you to look at this athleticism. This is why we did this. Right? I'm just going to let it run and look at this confidence of like, you want a piece of me? This is that attackman that I told you about. They had 3 stud scores, and this is one of them. My son didn't know that, so we didn't do, it's a scrimmage, it's full ball. I didn't do a game recap or a scouting report. Right? He's doing what I'm asked. He's trying to stay to the one side. He got his feet crossed up. Remember, he's an attackman originally. Didn't do a great thing here. But what did we get out of it? Goalie got an easy save. It's a let's see if I can get it. Yeah, so this is the same clip. Just watch the confidence we're trying to instill in this isolation matchup. This is that LSU DB. This is the Islanders defenseman crossing the midline. Okay, this is those PLL guys, but they were out here. get out on the ball and just be confident. The rest of you,